Hi Leo, welcome to your energy check-in. As you know, these readings are timeless and signless, so you don't actually have to have any Leo in your chart at all, and you don't have to be watching at the time that this video is made. As long as it resonates for you, then it's for you. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, feel free to reach out. Just go ahead and look for the link that leads you to my Etsy page. And once you're there, feel free to choose from, I always want to say over 16, but I actually have exactly 16 different opportunities for you to connect with Spirit, okay? Including a live Zoom call, all right? So please do check it out, check it out. And before we go on anything else, no, let's jump right in. Oh, this one. All right, so Leo, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see what the energies are. I'm already picking up that if this reading is for you, you are getting very, very in touch with the domestic arts, be you male, female, or gender non-conforming. You're really getting in touch with your maternal side, right? With maternal energy, but it's feels like it's starting through the domestic arts in some way, whether it's cooking or remodeling your kitchen or just something very domestic about it. Yes, I heard someone say, can it be gardening? Yes, it can totally be gardening. But please know that it's an attempt for you to I guess, the word I'm getting is reclaim the mother energy, but you can also think of it as reconnect to the mother energy. It could be about resolving any motherly energies that you have, because for some of you, I do feel that this is about a mother energy or maternal energy that has already passed, right? It could be grandmotherly or motherly. And for others, it's just about you needing to kind of have that entryway in to resolve and whatnot. I also feel, yeah, I'm also getting this really, I know it's not really, is it still spring? Guys, look, whatever. Um, it just feels like you're at the height of spring cleaning. So, Leo, if this message is for you, you feel kind of good. You feel kind of good. I'm feeling the space between things with you. It doesn't feel jumbled or anything. Look at how the cards have just flown out like that, and you have all this beautiful space. So that's what I'm getting for you so far, for at least the next 30 days, or at least a 30-day period, right? You know, energy flows in its way. I'm also picking up some brotherly energies, and I do pick up, Leo, that you may also be avoiding something that you should be doing, right? What is it that you should be doing that you and it feels very much like you should be doing it. It feels a little bit like a very conscious denial. And I do feel that you're getting a lot of signs as well. For some of you, these signs have to do with you reconnecting with family members or reaching out to family members, rekindling connections. I don't necessarily mean that romantically, because I don't feel that. Maybe if you've had a falling out with a family member, say around Christmas, or just somebody that you haven't, chatted with. For somebody here, oh my God, this sounds so cool. For someone here, there's somebody that this feels romantic. There's somebody that you haven't let in. Like maybe there's somebody that you didn't really explore things with. Maybe say you met up with them around Christmas, or they were at a family gathering or something to that effect. And you knew that they kind of liked you. People had said that, but you didn't really. And you guys chatted that night, and they probably, went home thinking, wow, this is going to be awesome, or this is my person, because they like you, Leo, but you didn't really follow up on it. There's something about this where I feel like that's your person. I hope that makes sense. If it makes sense, feel free to reach out, because I'm feeling you, but are you feeling me? Because I need to. Sometimes I'm like, who is this? But anyway, yeah. So it's kind of like you missed an opportunity there with this person almost. And you can't force something if it's not right. If you're not right, let's put it that way. Maybe you were busy, I think that something may have turned you off about this person. Like maybe you thought this person was too plain, or they were just like meh, wow, so they put their shoe on right foot first, or what? What's the saying with that? I don't know. Or they put their pants on one foot at a time. I don't know what it is, but we kind of had that like idea about them, like they were boring. But I just feel like this is your person. Like there's something there that you gotta rekindle, okay? Anywho, let's see what the cards have to say. Okay. All right, so Leo, yeah, in a sense, okay, thank you, Spirit. In a sense, what I just told you about needing to go back and rekindle something with somebody, or, with just family members to reconnect, resolve, all of that. I'm seeing that pattern here, but as I just tuned into the cards right now, it was not only a quick confirmation about what we just talked about, but it also showed me that for some of you, this is actually a negative thing that's going on. Now, let's talk about it. I don't feel that this lot of you that I'm about to talk to fell into that category per se that I was just talking to, because, those were more of a positive thing about you going back and reconnecting, rekindling, resolving, things like that. But here, oh my God, there's a spider. Anyway, don't freak out, Janelle. Sorry. Hold on, guys. Oh, he's lucky. He got away. I wouldn't have hurt him. Wait, hold on. And I did that. Okay. Inevitable. Inevitable. Okay, guys, I am back after doing the very thing I said I would not do before I got on this call, which I'll explain in a second. Let me just finish up with what I was just saying here. And the spider's fine. He ran away somewhere. Ugh. Anyway. Yes, so what I was saying here, is that for some of you, this next lot of you that I was going to talk to you about, I do see that you are poising yourself to getting back. Let's put it this way. You're poising yourself to get back into something with somebody that you shouldn't have, right? Because we see this here. It's almost like we're seeing this little heart kind of wanting to open, and then boom, this space opening up here, sliding right into alignment. So energetically, what I'm getting from that is that the best thing that you want to do is to acknowledge, oh, that's possibly also the denial thing I was feeling earlier for this second lot of you. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so you shouldn't be doing this. Oh my God, you know what this feels like? This feels like around your birthday time. Makes sense because it's Leo. Okay, I'm totally seeing birthday energies right now too. Around your birthday time, Leo, I feel that some of you may kind of get into this mindset where it's like, it's my birthday, I can do what I want to kind of energy. But I seriously caution you against doing that, because for some of you, what you're going to choose to do or kind of get yourself into doing is to pretty much get back in tune with somebody. Why are they saying tune? I did feel music earlier. Okay, I did feel music earlier, but you're going to get back in tune with somebody that you shouldn't. And it's almost like something about being around your birthday time kind of gives you that little bit of, like, I'm going to be bad. It's my birthday. I deserve this. So please, please, please watch that. Oh my gosh. See, and look at the fourth card. Hold your center. Yeah. Spirit is speaking. I love when they use the cards to pretty much confirm what it is that is being said. Now, let's look at that lot of you for whom that warning was, that you're kind of going to, try to get back in with somebody that you shouldn't be getting in with. For some of you, I really, really feel this. It feels almost like a fifth of you in that little lot. I feel that you're going to ignore this advice straight up. You're straight up going to ignore this advice, and that's totally fine. But just be mindful that I'm trying to feel into how long that's going to set you back. You know what? I feel that it's going to set you back not as much as, thank God. Let me finish feeling. this feels like you're going to get it quickly. If you end up going down that road and you rekindle with this person, you're going to end up getting it right away. Like, okay, there's a reason why I left this person, or there's a reason why this didn't work out, because it just doesn't work out. For some of you, it's probably because you're going to be like, oh my God, they just look better than they actually are, or this person has an addiction, or this person's boring. It really just feels like you've grown and you're not recognizing that. And so you end up kind of falling back into it with this person that you knew from before and that you know that you shouldn't be messing with again. Okay? Yeah, so, but you're just going to be like, oh God, been there, done that. And I'm giving that about 3 weeks of wasting your time. Okay. Now, this isn't to say the other person is a waste of time in general, because God is good and God made everybody, but it's going to be a waste of your time. And the reason why, you can say anything you want, oh, because this person died. No, the reason why is because you have grown and you have to start seeing yourself as that, okay? Now, the reason why some of you are choosing not to see yourself as having grown is because it's almost because there's something about, it's either because you feel like there's a lot of work associated. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, thank you, Spirit. It's because you feel like there's a lot of work associated with needing to clean up. You know, it's kind of like when they say, oh, adulting is hard, or adulting is boring. It's like, yeah, now that I'm an adult, I have to do things. I've got to change my ways. Imagine like being an adult and saying, okay, I'm going to adult myself. And for me, my adulting is going to come in the form of not using Tinder, or, you know, or not using Grindr or Bumble or whatever anybody's using these days, right? And that would be for you, right? But then that would mean that, you know, it would mean you're going to have to try dating along the other channels. And what if in your case you were using Tinder and all of those dating apps as a way of hiding from being your authentic self? Do you understand what I mean? And so therefore, you may try to avoid doing the adult thing in your case, because for someone else, they're destined to meet their husband or wife through those channels. But for you, that ain't the case, okay? But for you, you know that you would have to pretty much be an adult and pretty much go out there and meet people the old-fashioned way, ask around, you know, be yourself, dear God. And you kind of don't want to do that because to you see it as, you feel it as a lot of hard work. And I'll tell you what, the hard work that you're perceiving is emotional work. It's almost like you don't want to go through the emotion of meeting someone in person and having that anxiety right off the bat, and possibly getting rejected and having your wounds triggered and all sorts of stuff. Ugh. My God, that spider. God, I'm gonna let it go. God. Anyway. Okay, guys. If you've been watching me long enough, you know that that is an annoying thing for me. Okay. It's beautiful to live in a cottage by a garden, but it is not fun to be bothered. Okay, hold on. Blow it out of here. All right, yes, okay, fine. We'll let him run, okay? I know, let him go. Okay, Spirit is good because, anyway, he's right there and we're going to let it go until I can't. Okay, anyway. Sorry, guys. This is the joy of working at home. It's never ending. All right, so Leo, yes, this card came up. All right, so Leo, let's talk quickly about your role right now. There's some family stuff coming up for Leo, and it's kind of like, wait a minute, what? And that kind of makes sense because you're near to Cancer, right? You and Cancer are adjacent to each other in the zodiac, and so, you know, especially depending upon when your birthday falls, you may actually get into Cancer territory with your energies. You may even have some Cancer placements, but what I'm getting here is some Cancer energies related to the family. Some of you feel like you're the firstborn, okay? You feel like you're the firstborn child, at least in the sense that you're carrying this burden. So as you either you're going to come back into contact with some family members, or you're currently dealing with the theme with family members where you feel like you are required to be this model citizen, right? It's like, I have to be this model citizen inside of my family. I have to be perfect. I have to do everything the way it's supposed to be. And I do pick up that Spirit is telling you, you know what? You just have to toe the line a little bit. Now, it's not toe the line in it as in like just sit down and take it and do what we say. It's more like understanding that that's the role that you're playing. That's what's going on. And also remember that people are projecting onto you. So a lot of that is not necessarily something that you can or should try to fix, but instead focus more on understanding that there's a role that you're kind of expected to play. And when you get around your family members, yeah, go ahead and play the role for the night, for the family get together, for whatever, and then let them be on their way, and that's it. And when you get back into your own space, then you could be who you really are, and you can assert who you really are. So that's what they mean when they say toe the line. It's about understanding that you're part of a unit, and sometimes based on the culture that we're born into, based on the generations with whom we interact in our family, based on, dare I say it, education level, based on, dare I say it, whether they've traveled or not, right? Based on quite a few things, you will be interacting with people who are family or like family, who are either narrow or broad in the way that they may approach you. Okay, and I know that's kind of, some people may be like, well, that's a little, speculative, especially if they identify themselves as being somebody occupying more the narrow part, or whichever part along that spectrum they identify with being negative, right? But I think the rule of thumb here is that the more that you allow someone to be who they are, it's just going to be better. And I think that when people tend to travel a lot more, when they tend to have exposure to various let's say, I want to say opportunities, and also various ideologies and whatnot, they tend to, sometimes be more tolerant of other people, because it's like, oh, it's not just me, right? And sometimes another dimension that I'd like to mention, which many people may not consider, is considering how exposed a person is. If this person, or if these people tend to be at home all the time, right? Their whole world kind of becomes the house. And so those are the same people that, you leave like a mug dirty or something, their whole world erupts and they're upset and they're angry. And then if you've been out there doing stuff, you're like, it's not a big deal, it's just a dirty mug, I'll just fix it later. That's because your world is more expansive. So unfortunately, you can't force people with different mindsets and different exposure and different levels of education and culture and all of that stuff to just accept you as you are. And so what Spirit is saying is, sometimes, since you can't change them, you shift yourself a little bit, especially if you're not even living there. If you're just visiting or just towing the line, just do it. You don't always have to be right, is what Spirit is saying. Oh, what a very eventful reading. My God. All right, so let me tell you guys, I feel like I have to share this story because it must be for a reason. Aside from the fact that the spider is like terrorizing me in this reading, my whole floor over here is empty because I like to see a lot of space. And it's just empty all over there. And I said, hey, I will bring my cup, which I see it as my Ace of Cups right here, and I'm going to put water in it, and I'm going to put it right on the floor, and I said, there's no way I am going to hit this cup because it's in the middle of the floor completely of my house. And of course, I hit the cup, the one thing on the floor. And so I just thought that was extremely hilarious because it's one of those things where, like, if I don't laugh at it, I'm just going to be not happy. So, Spirit, the way things work, because I literally remember consciously saying that to Spirit. It's kind of like, look, I know this is not going to happen. It's impossible. Anything is possible. I feel like that's for somebody. But, I wish that that would have been communicated to you without me losing a whole glass of water, but it's okay. God is good, nonetheless. All right, for some of you, you are being asked to disconnect from something that has made your life a living hell. Look at that, 3 cards of challenge in a row. 1, 2, 3. This card literally is the dark night of the soul, but look at it. It's already kind of at this angle, which is telling me that you've most likely, I'm getting the energy of a radio again, right? I heard music earlier and then radio. I actually heard radio earlier and I didn't mention it. It's coming through again. So that's for somebody. But you're getting to a point where this energy is dislodged and it's on its way out. So if you were dealing with somebody or some situation that was just bringing you a lot of stress, it's on its way out. And I'm so, so grateful for that. And it's almost like this beautiful selenite crystal is vacuuming it out. So you may have already passed, let's say, the stone. Let's put it that way. You may have already passed the stone, but now it's about clearing out any debris energetically that's there. So you might want to get a nice energy clearing. And then this card came out next. It's about unplugging. So whenever I see that, it usually tends to talk about disconnecting from the masculine. So for some of you, this was about disconnecting from literally a person in your life which carries a masculine polarity. It could be male, female, it doesn't matter. But this could also signal like the ending of a relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, but with somebody who has this polarity. For some of you here, this is not necessarily the ending of the relationship in the sense like, oh, I'm gonna never see you again, but it's the ending of a conflict or the ending of some type of misunderstanding between you guys. So now it's like this lump is now like, okay, now we get each other. I don't necessarily see warm and fuzzies there, but I see now we understand each other. Now I get you. And this does feel like it's from a past lifetime. It makes sense also because it's right underneath this past life activation card. But of course, this could be relationship-wise. I'm getting the energy of a car as well. That's for somebody. Something about a car. Maybe it could be old cars, the kinds that people like to renovate. Could also be about car racing. Another energy I'm getting with this card here is about needing to disconnect from the masculine polarity within you, in a sense, and from the toxic part. So somebody here has some really bad, this feels like a feminine energy. So somebody here is in a female body, but vibes masculine, and they had been having a lot of masculine anger issues. Okay, so you'll know if that's you because you pop off a lot. I see that yeah, you're going to need some work around that, but I see that that's come to your awareness now, and you've probably been working on it and in some way. Okay, I do see also divine talent. So this is what I like to see coming from this. This is bad. This is great. This is a step up because this shows challenge, right? This is showing a hard path. However, it gives the impression that you're starting to see a better way. So there's a better way that's starting to come in. It's so funny because I just looked at this card and I was like, oh, I wonder what that key of light means. And look at the next card. It looks pretty much similar where a contract is being given. There's a new energy coming in. And then we see this heart energy. And it's superimposed upon the family of light. So what I'd like to say with this energy, the way it feels here is that Leo, you're definitely taking a step up. It's a gingerly step up. It's a gingerly step up for sure, but you are making headway. And I do feel that if you haven't been connecting with people, places, things, and situations that bring you joy in the heart space, I do see that that's going to be happening for you. Okay. So yay. It's like finally, I'm finally gonna meet a person, a friend, or have a job or something that actually helps me feel better about myself, that I connect to. And you know that. You know when that happens, guys, because it's, guess what? It's the E word. It's easy. It's just easy, okay? These two cards wanted to come up. Look at this, the will center. This is always the problem. That's always been the problem. Sometimes for some people, their will is not the problem, right? Sometimes the problem is that they have other people superimposing upon their will in a very, very restrictive way, where they literally just don't have the freedom to make certain decisions or take certain actions in their real world. But in your case, Leo, or whoever you are watching this video, I do feel that it's been more like the influence of other people has always kind of hindered you. But I gotta be honest, I'm feeling that's about 30%, and I'm feeling about 60%. First of all, 10% goes somewhere, I don't know where that goes, but about 60% is about you wanting to indulge in certain lifestyles or in a certain way. What does that look like? That looks like somebody blaming their parents for them not being able to do certain things, when it's kind of like, well, actually we look at it and know you wanted to be doing one thing, and it was easier for your mind or for you to explain to other people that it was your parents who, let's make that more concrete. Your friends always want you to come out and do something, or your teacher wants you to join some group or just whatever, but no, you're like, oh no, my parents, they they're pretty strict, they don't let me do this, they don't let me do that, or no, I don't think so, my parents aren't going to approve, or but really what it is that you don't like the group, or you're not interested in whatever it is the person wants you to do, so it's convenient to blame somebody else, is what I'm getting. Meanwhile, you're doing what you want to do. And that's a little bit of a shadow, okay? So I'm picking up that if this reading is for you, about 60% of you that has that 60%, not 60% of you, 60% of this situation is of you not taking willpower, or not, taking action, is that you always wanted to do what you wanted to do, and you used like your family, seems very much family, used your family as a scapegoat, okay? So it was more convenient, all right? And anyway, and of course 30% does look like legitimately there were things that were blocking you as a result of family unit, or is something that feels like a family unit. Now, this other card, Merkaba Spiritual Protection, this card is lovely also because this shows focus, okay? Your focus is where it should be now, Leo. So if this reading is for you at this time, whenever you're watching it, you are more focused on what it is that you want, because you've already made a decision, and you are just going to be doing really well on account of that. Okay, we check the time, 28 minutes. Okay. Wow. All right, Leo, lots going on. So when I got on this call, I thought I wanted to do these cards for you, and I'm still feeling them, but let me shake them out a little bit. There's something I want to shake them out. One sec. Oh, sorry. Ear headphone warning. Sorry. Feels very ceremonial. There's something ceremonial about the energy coming in for you with this, guys. Hold on. And one more. Thank you. Feels aboriginal. Whatever ceremonial or ritual energy was just, oops, there's a card coming in. It feels very aboriginal. Thank you, guys. God bless you. All right. Anything else? I feel like that's the only card. Is that the only card? That's the only card. Oh my God. That's the only card that wanted to come through. What is this? Yeah, see? Exactly. Page of Cups in the reverse, right? Oops. So remember the unplug from mass consciousness, which I told you guys earlier, usually feels to me in my readings as disconnecting from a masculine energy. It's actually usually used in my readings in romantic ways. So you may have been You may have broken up with someone or stopped pursuing them. This card falling right out on that Aboriginal energy, Page of Cups in the reversed, right? Tells me pretty much, yes, there's something that you stopped pursuing, some kind of romantic energy or some type of connection that I don't want to use the word fell through, but it's no longer extant. Oops, let's put it that way. Okay, yeah, they want that. Okay, I was like, no, I want to shuffle. Nurturer. Okay, so Spirit is saying right now, you're already doing really well, like I said, with making the decision to do what's right, take your action steps, also to focus on that. They're saying when you continue to do that, once you continue to nurture that, that's why that card is there. But once you continue to do that, you're going to start to be able to pull through higher level thinking, better ideas. And it makes sense that the next card that would come out would be Rest and Reconsider. That's coming through with that Four of Swords energy from the Tarot. The Four of Swords energy speaks of needing to meditate. It speaks of taking time out. It speaks of taking a rest. And the idea is that by doing so, you actually give yourself time to connect with higher beings is what they're saying. So this is really about you. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Really needing to take time out and really make get to a spiritual center. I think that once, see how this card isn't touching this? That's why they're saying once you get to that place, and there's a candle right there. Once you get to that place of dedication, yeah, there's a dedicated effort. But once you get to that place of rest and really making that step and that movement towards connecting with these higher beings, I do feel that you are going to be able to. But you're going to have to make a dedicated effort. This is not speaking of hard work. This is speaking about having a willingness to do so. Okay. For somebody here, God bless, your grandfather is on the other side. Oh, cute. And he says that he's going to be helping you. This grandfather is coming through. Oh my God! Look, stop it, guys. Yeah, see, look, coming together. There he is. Oh, there it is. But he's saying through rest. That's why, again, a lot of you guys have to meditate. You have to get into that space. There has to be a spiritual component. Light a candle, relax, meditate, close your eyes. Because once you do that, thank you, Spirit, you're going to connect with higher level beings. Okay. And so we want, for one of you or some of you, this is a grandfatherly energy coming in. So this person feels very technical is what he's saying. So he's going to be helping you, right? There's one more here, this one. Wow, why did I think I saw balance on this? Okay. All right. So for some of you, yeah, as you work with these higher level beings, some of whom are people that you already know, yeah, of course, you have to get ready to experience some I don't want to say unpleasant energies, but see how it comes right back around to this one card that talked earlier about you not wanting to adult or not wanting to do certain things because you don't want to feel the energies. Yeah, that's what they're saying. But they're saying you must do that. Stand your ground. Because the reason why is because it's about you needing to work through whatever's going on in your life, right? Embrace the reality of you. Embrace the reality of life. And the reality of life is that we literally walk around with energies that need to be transmuted. This is about doing shadow work. This is about facing your fears. This is about looking at the things that you're denying. This is about knowing that we're not alone as we do that. And so that's what Spirit is coming through to get you to recognize. Because you see this card right here? Yes, you may be through that lump, as I'd like to say, that lump, but it doesn't mean that there aren't things to clean up, and it doesn't mean that there aren't patterns that you need to face, because the question is always going to be, well, how did I get in that situation in the first place, right? And yes, I may have gotten out of it, but what can I do now to not only understand how I got into it, but also to stop myself or, from going through it again? That makes sense. Moving on, that's always a tough one. I do feel that moving on, okay, this is a little bit of a heavy energy that I just felt for a second, but somebody here is being asked to move on from conditional romance, they're saying. Well, isn't that everybody, right? But somebody here, it almost feels like you could have walked down the aisle with this person, because I'm seeing an engagement ring or a wedding ring or something to that effect. And the idea, it's almost like there was a lesson to be learned there. And the lesson that is to be learned is that you're not available for conditional love, Spirit is saying. If you have to be a certain way, do a certain thing, talk a certain way, all of that, to give up a certain part of yourself and all of this in order to fit into somebody else's concept of love, get it, God, come through. They're saying that's not for you. And so we're just going to bring that onto the deck here. That's not for you. So if this is ringing true for somebody here, that seems like a significant heartbreak. Yep, there it is, emotional loss. This feels like a significant heartbreak for you. And there's the little ring for somebody here. But you guys know, if you've had a reading from me, I definitely in a very kind and compassionate and diplomatic way. As I said, that I saw 35 minutes, 35 seconds. Yes, alignment, but also the 8 and 8. 8 is walking away. But in a very kind way, I definitely will always tell you the truth. And the truth that I'm seeing here is this is not the relationship for you. It doesn't feel fair for you. It doesn't feel filled with love. It feels cold. It feels like you're left wanting, right? And not because the relationship is over, but because of the relationship itself. And so you see, when you are dealing with somebody who is not willing to give, and also not willing to give in, is what I'm saying, what I'm hearing and saying, it's not worth it. Now, when I say give in, it's like you can't always get your way, right? Sometimes the person has to give in, sometimes you have to give, and it's called compromise. I feel like if this reading is for you, this person was not willing to compromise. But the thing is that you may have been willing to compromise, but I have to be honest, maybe the part of you that has ended this connection from a higher perspective or from this dimension, if you ended it, that was a sign that, well, I ain't really willing to compromise. And that's a good thing, because when you're compromising yourself, that's never good. And that's a different kind of compromise, right? Awaiting results. In the reverse, this is kind of giving me this idea that, yes, you may be focusing, see how she's focusing on moving forward, having her will, focused and all of that. She's still got one hand over this little flower, right? Can you guys even see that? Okay, sort of. She's got one hand over her little flower. And the awaiting results card in the reverse is coming through here. It's coming through with a big message, actually, Leo, or whoever you are. The message here is you can't have one foot in the grave. Wow, they're really getting in there. And why they're saying that is they're saying this is over. This is over. God bless. Hugs, super hugs. Trust me, been there, guys. I feel it. Okay, this is over, and there are no results to await. There's no more development to be had. So you're still kind of waiting for this person to either give you closure or to reach out again, or for you to get another hit of that energy that they give you. It's not coming. And they want you to recognize that, because when you start going in and doing your meditation and all of that, don't expect that. Don't go into it with this expectation that, oh, Spirit is going to tell me about what I need to do so I can get back with this person, or Spirit is going to tell me what this person really thought about me. No, you're going to find that Spirit is actually going to tell you about other stuff. It's about you. Destiny, okay? If it helps you to feel better, you can think of it that destiny was on your side all the time. You may have thought that your destiny was to be with this person, but clearly it's actually not the case. The purpose of this relationship was to teach you. And of course, it was very painful. Trust me, guys. I know, I'm with you. It was very painful, but it was necessary, okay? It was necessary. Spirit is also saying that when it comes to this relationship, again, don't keep feeling like you need to seek the truth about it. What was the truth? Did this person really love me? Did I mean anything to them? Was I meaningful? Did we have something? All of that stuff. Again, stop awaiting the results, because you're so far in it right now that you are in the mindset that those are important questions. And, based on the energies that are coming through, they're not. And the moral for this other person that you were involved with, whoever this reading is for, is that the love has to be shared, okay? It has to be equally giving and taking. And that's all there is to it, right? You have to give and you have to receive equally. So this is an issue of a lack of reciprocity. Let's talk about a lack of reciprocity. When we have situations where the giving and the receiving are imbalanced, this is talking about low self-worth issues. This is talking about issues of deservability. This is talking about attachment issues often, right? So if you don't know what attachment issues are, please go ahead and take a look at it. Basically, in my not studied way of explaining it, and your attachment issues refer to how you attached to your initial caregiver, mom and dad, mom and dad, right? Basically, were you anxiously attached, right? Are you like, oh my god, mom and dad, or my lover, right, is leaving the room and I'm dying, right? I must be on you all the time. If I don't have this connection with you, and if you don't openly make it known, then I feel that I'm dying because I need this to live. And so, a lot of people in the twin flame community are actually just anxiously attached, but they don't realize that. And they, some people are definitely on that journey, that twin flame journey, but not all of them. Okay. Anxious attachment would be the chaser. Okay. The avoidants are the ones that are just terrified of commitment. They're terrified of intimacy, right? And they're usually the runners. And then you have a mixed hybrid for those, right? They're the hot and colds, anyway, guys, long story short, as I just looked at the time, 41 minutes, 41 seconds. So there you go. 5 and 5. And that's that alignment. 5 in the tarot usually speaks of turmoil of some sort, right? Conflict of some sort. So again, take a look at those issues. What are the issues going on here? Anytime you're in these relationships where they're imbalanced, you owe it to yourself to look. I guarantee you there is an issue of low self-worth on both sides. Both sides, okay? And if this reading is for you, and that person or whoever, that situation that you were disconnecting from sounds like that, like there was an imbalance, then I will tell you this was not your destiny to be with this person forever or to make it your person in the long run. This was just something here that's designed to teach you. And it's interesting because it's one of those things where we end up in this loop with somebody because the lesson is so unlearned. The lesson is so unlearned that it's so palpable. The person is just, I need you, right? This is my person, this and that. But on the flip side, had you learned that lesson of higher self-worth, when you came into contact with this person in this lifetime, you probably would not have had romantic feelings for them, or even if you did for like a hot minute, like for, you got this person's number after the first date, you'd have seen signs that you just felt like, oh, I'm not interested in this person. They're not as deep as I want. Oh, this person didn't even ask me questions about myself, Or, wow, I totally helped this person out and they never said thank you. Those little things that when you have not learned the lesson, you take it like it's $10 million. You allow yourself to be breadcrumbed. But again, once you've learned that lesson, that stuff does not fly. And so you see, that's why sometimes in people's soul charts, there may be a potential to meet a certain person and to go, for years on this roller coaster, and they meet up at a party, a work party, but it never goes further than the work party, and that's it. The person wouldn't even know that could have been a potential love partner at all. Because they would not have even perceived of it. And you know what's even crazier? If the lesson had been so learned already, they possibly would have chosen not even to go to that party. that work party, thus thereby never meeting this person at all. And so, but if the lesson is unlearned, it's like a magnetic pull, and that's part of the soul chart. Like, hey, if you haven't learned this lesson about loving yourself and about reciprocity, then let's meet up at this party and then let's do the dance. And so you see, that's why, I just want to let you know that sometimes when we feel like it's our destiny to be with someone, it's actually not the case. It's a reflection of how much the lesson is not learned. Because again, just to summarize, had the lesson been learned already, you may never have even met this person. It would not have been activated in your soul chart. Okay? So in a sense, it was destined to be a meeting, but for the sake of learning. Now, when you do your inner work, you get your, they're saying soul child. That's right. When you do your inner work, yes, inner child. Oh God, speak it, guys. Let them know with audible voice. Yes, the inner child work, inner child woundings. What are your inner child woundings? Oh my gosh. Abandonment issues, rejection issues, lack of deservability, the whole gamut, guys. You have to look at those things within yourself. That shadow work right there, right? You can even extend it further on to look at how your masculine and your feminine sides, I talked about this in, what reading did I do 2 days ago? What was the last one? I think it was Gemini. It might have been the Gemini reading that I did it in. Cancer or Gemini. Oh, might have been Cancer. Might have been the Cancer reading, but in one of those two, Spirit discussed, yes, Cancer. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit discussed how to do that inner child and that masculine and that feminine work. Guys, once you really get underway with that, you create tangible effects in your life. That means, let's say if you're slated to meet somebody or to buy a home or to get a new job or whatever in December of 2021, and that's in your chart. Whatever your energy frequency is like when December 2021 rolls by, you're going to attract a person, a home, a job, whatever, at that level of frequency. So that's why you can get a toilet water new job, you can get an eau de toilette new job, or you can get an eau de parfum new job. What kind of job do you want? Do you want a job where people are bickering, the boss is no good, or do you want a job where it's slightly better? Wow, I have my own parking space, but sometimes the people are kind of whack, or do you want like that really great job where you're constantly like, how did I get this team? These people are like my family members, like I'm getting a lot of bonuses. I'm not, really what determines what kind of what quality of these things you attract is purely your energetic field. And again, this goes back to what we were just talking about when we were talking about doing your lessons, doing the work. Because again, if you don't learn the lesson, you're going to activate the potential person or the potential job or the potential whatever that is at that vibration, and it's not going to be fun because you're going to be working there. You're going to be working in that relationship. You're going to be working in that job. You're going to be working with that house, right? But if you continue to do your work around your self-worth and do your work around your feeling of abandonment and your deservability and you deserving love and that stuff, you're just knocking out these old wounds left and right. You're resolving things from the past. You're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving people in your life. You're standing your ground. You're owning it. Things are becoming much easier. And you better believe when December 2021 comes by, guess what? Guess what is going to be happening? What quality of housing do you think you're going to be attracting, right? The good kind. Where your new landlady or landlord is amazing. They're willing to work with you. The people are really great. It's kind. Everything's kind. You've got some organic markets nearby. All sorts of stuff. And so you see, these are just things that quote unquote fall into place and are activated because of the energy signature that you give off. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're doing the work. Okay. Now, going back to what Spirit said earlier, sometimes it's hard to do the work, right? And the biggest problem people have with doing the work is that they don't want to feel the emotions. They don't want to feel those heavy emotions like grief. They don't want to feel any shame. They don't want to feel any guilt. But you have to understand all of those emotions have an underlying thought pattern. And when you work with Spirit, they help you to get to that thought pattern. And once you become aware of that thought pattern and you take the action steps to start changing them, you start to see that your emotions around those things start to change as well. And all of a sudden, the stuff that you thought was so painful, you look at it now and you're like, oh my God, why was I giving myself such a hard time? I thought it was blah blah blah, but it's really blah blah blah. So you've changed your thought and your perspective around it. It's really our perspectives and our perceptions that bring us the greatest joy and the greatest pains. And so it is our duty to work on ourselves, to get to know ourselves, to forgive ourselves, because truly, as A Course in Miracles points out, the only thing that's real is love. And we think that fear is real, but it actually isn't. What's actually happening is that in this only one state, which is of love, we have created a misperception within our mind that things are different. And it's almost like us sleeping, it's almost like us having nightmares. Someone needs to wake us up. Wake up, wake up. And you wake up, oh my God, I dreamt that I thought I was God and I thought that I was this, but then when it came time to acknowledge things, I wasn't God. Everything was happening to me, and it's just, control drama, all of this. But anyway, long story short, guys, if this reading is for you, it looks like this month is looking really good. I know after after we said all that, I mean, look, it does. This month looks really good. It looks like you have really kind of gotten out of a lump, so to speak. I have to do the P because it's just such a lump. You've gotten out of some really dark territory with someone or something or some situation, and now it's time to clean up those things, but also to understand, hey, did I take the wrong turn at Albuquerque? What happened, right? So this is about going inward to understand. But as you go inward and you meditate and you lovingly connect with your higher beings, your loved ones in spirit, and yourself, you're committing to feeling the feels. Let me feel the feels. Feel the feels, cry it out, walk on. That's it. But as you're doing that, you have to also agree to yourself to stop pursuing whatever it is that you left behind. And we don't need to know why it didn't work out. I already told you, if this reading is for you, why it didn't work out. It didn't work out because it wasn't supposed to. If you're expecting more messages to come in, it's not going to happen. And if messages come in, it's going to be a waste of your time. Again, that reminds us about when I was telling you guys earlier on in the reading that Spirit said you might be tempted around your birthday to rekindle something you know you shouldn't be doing, okay? And again, that felt like you're only going to probably lose about 3 weeks again because you've learned, right? But if you're like, oh my God, guides, if you're like, oh my God, guides, this sounds just like so much. It is my birthday coming up, and look, I want to win, I mean, I know we still have more time to go, but like, I want to win, God, and I want to, I want to get it right. So please, if I start feeling like I want to act out and I want to rekindle, please put somebody in my way who's an actual friend of mine, who would be a great source of inspiration in my life and direction in my life and kindness and compassion in my life. Put them in my way. Let me go to reach for that ex's phone number and then all of a sudden think they're calling them and I misdial and I press the wrong name because this friend's name is right next to it on the list, and I called my old friend from college, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, blah blah blah, I was totally meaning to call somebody else, how are you? And then boom, we connect, and then somehow we get on this topic as I was about to reach out to call this other person, and my friend's like, oh my God, maybe God intervened, I'm glad you called me instead, let's hang out. Don't do it, girl. Don't call that person, because last time I did that, it cost me 5 years, right? So my point is, you guys, please ask God, ask your guides, ask your trees, ask your higher self, whatever works for you, please appeal to them and ask them, please help me. So just as I said that, I was like, please help me. And I saw this card. Please help me, embrace me. Please help me so that I can stay on my path. And please put people who are going to gas me up. I need to be gassed up, God. I need someone to say, you look good, you sound good, you smell good, you feel good, you talk good. Whatever, okay? It's like, you talk well, but who cares? You don't get upset at the person gassing you up. But the point is, you need a cheerleader in your life to help you get on this path, because you're in this point of being able to onboard, okay? You're onboarding into greater learning and stepping into something higher. Let's do it. Look, you saw that spider get away. Today was his lucky day. God is good, right? Then God is going to be good to you too. Anyway, yes, but I did rescue a spider earlier today, so please don't think I'm just murdering spiders out here, okay? I'm not. I'm trying. Anyway, so if you'd like a personal reading with me, if this reading sounds legit for you, like it's your stuff, but you'd like to go deeper, or if you're like, this isn't my reading, but I would love to get a reading for myself, please feel free to reach out. I also do birthday readings for other people, meaning gift readings, right? Doesn't have to be birthday. And until then, God bless you guys. Mwah.